Yeah. Okay, your thoughts on this Alcorn State game? It's a tie with Coach McNair's. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a special game. It's a game that, again, that relationship and just, at Alcorn, it all started back 8 years ago. And it was, I can tell you there's a lot of, and Fred was one of those guys, and there's a lot of guys that we all just kind of rolled up our sleeves. And it's really a special story. It really is. And the bottom line is, hey, I pull for him every week. There's only 1 week out of the season. I'm not going to be pulling for him this year. But again, I have the utmost respect for the football team and coaching staff. They've got an outstanding team. Of course, it's now going on, I think, 5 straight division titles, and they won their 3rd SWAC championship last year. So we know we've got an outstanding football team coming to the Rock. And I think, like I said this earlier, I think we're probably the only team in college football that's got 4 non-conference bowl teams on the schedule. So we understand. But that's Southern Miss football. We understand every week we got to be ready, and every week's a challenge, and that's kind of makes it an exciting game. So we're looking forward to it.
Jay, getting Stanchek here in the off season, coming from there. Talk about how that recruitment went and what kind of role has he played this offseason.
I hired Ryan there, 3-4 years ago, and so Ryan's a guy that was always, I knew I was going to hire him at some point or some time.
Yeah.
And so I just think he's an outstanding coach. He did an outstanding job for us at Alcorn. He did an outstanding job here at Southern Miss. Ryan was at Indiana, the University of Indiana, when I hired him down there, and he was with Kevin Wilson and some of those guys. So I'd known Kevin and those guys for a long time, so I knew Ryan was an excellent football coach, and he came and did a great job. He's doing an excellent job for us, and again, we're just blessed to have him.
You talked a minute ago about when you got to Alcorn, you had to roll your sleeves up. Can you talk about that, how much you had to do at Alcorn State, and how maybe, in your opinion, that made you a better coach because you had to go through that before you got to here?
Well, I think coaching, the whole process of coaching is always a learning curve, and the one thing I think I've probably been blessed with when we first got there is, I'm a guy that coaches everything. Defense, special teams, offense. I'm involved in everything. I'm not that coach that's on the sideline that doesn't know what play we're running. That's just not who I am. And I said the day that becomes me, the day I'm going to retire from coaching. That's just my DNA. It's who I am. So again, there was a lot of jobs. You had to wear a lot of hats. And but again, I always say this: I was blessed to have a lot of great guys with me. Got a lot of guys left their homes. Some guys came across the country to come over and coach, and they all rolled up their sleeves. And we have a lot of great memories and stories. And it's really a great story. I mean, it's one of those stories that I think one day somebody it might make it into a movie one day. But it's a great story. And again, I was just blessed to be a part of a great team of coaches and players. So again, and then after my 4th year when I got the call from Southern Miss, of course we came here, and Southern Miss is where I've been the longest in my history of coaching, playing, whatever. I've been at Southern Miss longer than anywhere. My children were born in Hattiesburg, and 3 old Southern Miss coaches kind of tutored me. I coached for Jeff Bauer for a long time. Jim Carmody, I've known him since birth, and he recruited me, and Curly Holman a GA'd for. So I was blessed. I got 3 old Southern Miss coaches that kind of part of my life, and they text me. So like I said earlier, sometimes I look at my cell phone, I got 3 coaches calling me right there. But it's truly we're blessed to be in Hattiesburg. Y'all know how much we love it here. So again, it's just been a blessed run, and we know we got a big challenge this week.
With Southern Miss in your blood so much, you got to enjoy this version of the Nasty Bunch that's getting a lot of publicity.
I do. Well, Coach, like I said, Coach Carmody, I've known Big Nasty since birth. And he recruited me, and I loved him. And that's one thing that I think is so special about Southern Miss. I always say there's only 2 schools that have a name. Texas A&M is a wrecking crew, and Southern Miss is the Nasty Bunch. When you really think about it, everybody have a little fad that comes in for a year or 2, but you're talking about something that's lasted half a century. That's who we are. I think Southern Miss, that's our calling card. We're going to play physical football. That's us. The black and gold's always going to stand for that. And I think that's something when I came back, and I just feel like that's what you owe to this university. This university is about physicality. It's about tough guys. That's who we are. We're blue-collar guys. And again, it was put in my DNA by those coaches. So on the first day on the job, I had all 3 of them hitting me. So it's what I believe. It's who I am. So again, it's just that's what we talk about all the time.
Do you think this defense relishes that?
Oh, they understand. We watch a history video. One thing our players do, They see Marshawn. They see all those guys. They watch that video. They see the guys from the 70s, the 80s. Now, we don't go back to the 30s and the 40s, you know what I mean? But
Onesimus Henry.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, there's some great teams. There's some great teams. But one thing our guys do, they sit down there and they watch that video, and I think they get a good understanding of what Southern Miss football is all about. And you know, and I think that's a great thing because that's what you sign up for.
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay.